Hi, this is Michael Neer, an immigration lawyer and founder of VisaPlace.com. We were asked, what if my study permit is refused? Well, hopefully that doesn't happen to you, but if it does, there are options. Now, generally speaking, when you apply for a study permit, you have to show that you qualify for the course of study if you're going to a university or college, any educational institution. You have to show that you have been accepted. A letter of acceptance is usually the way to show that. You have to show you have financial support during your course of study, and that your intent for coming to Canada or the United States, depending upon where you want to go, is temporary. So this is a non-immigrant visa. It's not an immigrant visa. A study permit is a non-immigrant visa. So there could be a number of reasons for refusal. For example, you don't have the financial means, or they don't believe that you are really a temporary immigrant, or that you just don't qualify for the course of study. There's a whole host of reasons that you may be refused. But the question is, what happens if you are refused? And the answer is this, that what we do is you have to look at the application in depth, find out what is the reason why, read the letter. Usually there's a refusal letter from the immigration officer that outlines the reasons for refusal, and go deep into the case. And in many cases, what we end up doing is reapplying. Now, again, it really depends on the circumstances. Now, sometimes when you're a family member and let's say husband or wife, and you want to come to Canada and study, you want to bring your entire family with you, so you're not showing sufficient ties to your home country. Now, that doesn't mean you can't bring them, but part of the analysis of finding out what went wrong with your application is to investigate whether or not there are sufficient ties to your home country. Again, there could be other reasons, but we have many cases where people come to us and their applications are refused, but we are able to get it back on track by analyzing their case and resubmitting them. Now, there's also a possibility of formally appealing a refusal to the federal court. That's a very serious approach to take. It's often very costly, and unless the immigration officer makes an error in law and or fact, you're not going to win, and it's very, very tough to win on a study permit refusal at the federal court. So generally speaking, I don't recommend going down that route. What I recommend is considering reapplying, but if you're going to reapply, there has to be a good reason for doing so. Now, if you are approved, essentially what happens is that you apply at the embassy, and then you'll be issued what is called a study permit, which will be valid for a certain period of time. Then you come to the port of entry in Canada, if it's Canada, and you'll be issued a permit for entry. Sometimes that's multiple entry, sometimes it's single entry. It really depends on the case. So in any event, if your application for a study permit is refused, don't lose hope. There's always a solution in most cases. So come to our website and check us out at www.visa.